but let's talk a little bit more about Connor McDavid, and maybe we should start calling him McMVP of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Colby, listen, I don't want people to think this is just me being an Oilers homer doing this McDavid glazing routine.
It's not.
What we saw yesterday and what we've seen over the last 2 days has quite literally never been done in the Stanley Cup final. He is the first player to ever have 8 points over a 2-game stretch in the Cup final. And I mean, that was yesterday. Listen, hockey is the ultimate team sport. One guy rarely can just put the team on his back and carry him. And there were other Oilers who were great last night. But what we saw from Connor McDavid last night and what we've seen over these last 6 periods of hockey is about as close as you can get as to one forward carrying a team.
Yeah, and I think lost in the shuffle, and we talk about McDavid's speed, right? It's always what we start with. His speed is electrifying. But, you know, what I really, really leaned on in his performance yesterday, it not necessarily his speed, Tyler, but it's his acceleration. And when you watch the clip of the goal, the one where he set up Corey Perry, right? The goal. You watch how he comes through the neutral zone. And this video is courtesy of our friends at Sportsnet. And as he comes over the red line, he's still not moving at a real high speed. He's probably going at 50%. He's taking some strides, but he hasn't hit the jets. He gets 2 feet over the red line, okay? And he turns on the jets, right? He's like a Ferrari. And when you're able to change your speed like that through the neutral zone at the level that he, and only really he can do, maybe Nathan MacKinnon as well, right? What that does, Tyler, that creates a bigger gap, right? You're buying time, and you see a guy like Mikkola backing in because you're having a hard time matching speed changes. A lot of guys have straight line speed, but it's the ability to change speed on a dime like McDavid does, which creates an opportunity for Niko Mikkola, who's a big man, to reach forward. The minute 77 in red reaches forward, that's where the phone booth, stick handling through the phone booth comes out. That's where the individual skill that we've come to love and recognize from the greatest player in the world, maybe the most skilled hockey player that has ever stepped foot on this earth, for him to make those plays. So, it's a cat and mouse game. Early in the series, he wasn't doing that. You weren't seeing the speed changes through the middle. Everything was along the outside. The last 7 periods of hockey, you're watching him weave in and out through the neutral zone. You're watching the insane accelerations. And what that's doing is giving himself bigger gaps to work with. And then once he has gap and once he has space, no defenseman in the world can stop this guy.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Seravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.